Hiya. Okay, so in my last tutorial, I gave you a MIDI file, and some of you, well, let's just say your DAWs responded like, I have no clue what this is, but I'm going to move some tracks around and play everything through a piano. So today I'm going to show you how to import that MIDI file into Logic, assign instruments, add effects, and basically stop your computer from making terrible creative decisions for you. Okay, step one, importing the MIDI. Now, I must admit, I made an error by not sending a random MIDI signal at the beginning of each of the MIDI tracks and gluing them all together, but that's now fixed. So if you download the MIDI again, it's got the title new next to it. This is how you do it. So we're just going to have a blank session in Logic, and all we're going to do is drag the MIDI file. You'll see it's called new now, and literally drag it. Don't overthink it. Don't open a portal. Don't open a plugin. Literally grab it and let's drop it there. Now it's going to ask you, do you want to import the tempo information? If it's come from me, click import tempo. If it's come from your mate Dave, who writes everything at 300 BPM, maybe not. And there we go. We've got all the tracks and they're all lined up and nothing's been mixed about with. However, it is playing everything through its default Studio Grand because it assumes we're writing a nice piano ballad, not epic fantasy music designed to summon a dragon. So let's fix that to start with. So whenever you import a MIDI file, not just this one that I'm doing, but any MIDI file, you're going to have to play around, and it's a bit of detective work to try and work out what should go where. Now, I've labelled mine, I hope fairly sensibly. Obviously, the instruments all say Studio Grand, but it does preserve the track name. So this says SPL piano, so I know that's going to be the Splice piano. So what I'm going to do is open up Splice. We're going to go to find our piano. There we go. There's only one option. Let's load that in and check that's playing okay. Let's start here. Great. And this is where you can also then decide if you actually want any of these effects on. So we're not going to have any of these effects. And I didn't actually add anything else. The only thing I did do was end up with the master for that particular track at -3. So you might want to do that. And then we move down. Now, as I do this, I'm going to rename these. And that is pretty much the entire process. So we want to get rid of all these. In fact, a quicker way of doing this might be to actually just create a new track and drag it on, but let's just stick with this for the time being just to get things started. So we don't want the Studio Grand, which Logic loves. We want BBC SO, and look at the track name, BBC V2. We were in Discover mode, violins 2, and it's spiccato specifically for the violins 2. Okay, so BBC, that V2, let's see what that sounds like. Okay, sounding good. BBC Cello. You can skip towards the end, but there's some news coming up at the end of this that you might want to find out about. So click to the outro-y section in the chapters if you just want to go there and you're quite confident just going through this. But I'm just going to prove it all works by going through things here. This was forgotten. Right, we're doing cello and bass next. So cello longs. So the other way of doing this would be to duplicate that track, because I know it's correct apart from those plugins. Let's take all those off. Yeah, I did those. So I've duplicated that track there, so I can actually change it to basses longs and then drag the MIDI up from the track it was on. Okay, that's sounding good, so we can get rid of that. And we're going to call that BBC Chile and BBC Bass. I don't think this is going to take as long as it quite looks. Horns are next, so we could do the duplicate thing again. Swap that to horns, longs, and drag them up there. Yep, they are working. No, we're going to get rid of that track because we've just done it. Bass drum. What did we use for that? That was BBC bass drum. So let's do that the same. So that will be in untuned percussion, not timpani hits. Remember, I actually left them out. Make sure that's yep, that's working. Now we've got the cymbal. Now you're going to have to do your own reverse on this because obviously we can't import audio into a MIDI file. So let's duplicate. Again, we're going for untuned percussion. And you'll hear this starts early. So it actually comes in a bar before we need it. Just so you remember, you've actually got to do the work on this. And that is as simple as doing this. So we are going to bounce the region in place. But before I do that, what I'm going to do is tidy that up so it comes to the exact start. Won't matter too much, it's just easier to line up if you do this. So that one has automatically been muted, and then in Logic what you do is come over to the More section for your region and click reverse. The place we had this was coming out of the first section, which is there, and then we had another one at the end. So that should sound all right now. Okay. I've just remembered actually I've set all of these so far to -3. So let's just go back and do that. Because everything was getting like it was clipping near the sun. We're not into the mixing phase yet anyway, so it's just a rough idea. It's just yours won't sound quite the same as mine if you don't set these the same. There we go. And that, I think we've already done piano, haven't we? Yes, because I was busy explaining that. Okay, so now we've sorted out the cymbals, we can actually get rid of that track because we've got our own audio now. That was the original cymbal. Now we've got Splice and Triz player. Let's move these together so we can do the duplicate thing. And actually that Glock is from BBCSO. So that makes it easy for us to duplicate. Not that one. That's our audio. We want to duplicate that. And Glockenspiel will be in tuned percussion on the right hand side. Now this track name says plus Val because we popped Val on it, as in Valhalla. So that's an audio effect. We can collapse the more section. So an audio effect, it would be in your unit audio units, Valhalla Supermassive. When you open it up, we go to the preset, and it was a reverb C large, and it was ice flow nowhere to go. I don't think we changed any of the settings. Apart from, yeah, that's on -3 as well. See, if I'd have set that at -3 and started duplicating from the beginning, I wouldn't have had to do that every time. There you go. Every day's a school day. Next, we're doing the Triz player. So get that from wherever you were, and this is the percussion, the next two tracks. So if I remember rightly, the one that starts first has less parts available. So where did we go? It was Dragons Awake, and we muted 4, 7, 9, 10 and 12, because we did have the percussion in for the louder section. So that should come in now. Okay, now setting for that was -2.1, just to bring it down a tad. And then the second Triz, so Triz Dragon minus second one, so I'm going to duplicate that instrument because it's going to save us a whole load of time, because the only thing we did when we brought it in the first time is we took out that percussion pad as well. So if I open up the player, we're just going to mute track 11, so that will sound like get that more ticking percussion pad coming later. Okay, we're nearly there. Get rid of that. So this is Splice next. Oh, what was that? I actually made that a lot quieter, that intro one. -8.4. Glad I wrote that down. Okay. I think that I'll just do these on their own. So find your Splice instrument. This is Synth pads. So what did I do for synth pads? Number 8. So let's go to Synth pad 8 is there. Load that up. Job done. Let's check it comes in. Yep. And again, that was set at -3. And finally, the choir. So there's lots of variations and ways you could go about this. Obviously, find the system that works for you. I'm just sort of proving the point here. This is the choir. Now, we did put some gain on this. So let's go to the choir. There's only longs to choose from. I had pulled everything down by -3, but I used the default gain in Logic to add 7 point something 2. We'll just type it in. Makes it a lot easier. So let's just name that. Turn off that annoying click. And this should play through. Just as the tutorial from the last episode. Okay, so obviously I would probably go through and color code these like you would have seen in the last tutorial, but we've labeled everything up, sorted out that symbol, and ready to go and move on to the next bit. Now you can play around with the different levels obviously and try different effects and see what you come up with, but that's your basic arranging that MIDI file specifically, but it also goes for other MIDI files that you might find on the internet that you want to play around with. Think about the instrument, think about any effects you want, and then balance the levels, either working from the main instrument you want to hear or percussion and bass, and then build up your layers as you go. We'll get on to mixing and mastering a bit later. Okay, so I said there was a bit of news, and one of those bits of news is the fact that I was releasing the weekly content on a Sunday at 2 p.m. UK time, but I'm going to change that because I've been consulting the Oracle we call AI, and it's told me to release them at 7 p.m. on a Thursday UK time. So that's 2 p.m. Eastern. And the second thing is a bit of a tip that if you're importing other MIDI files, check the octave that the MIDI is in. The worst thing you can have is your strings trying to play in the range of a tuba. You will not hear anything. If this helped, let me know. If it didn't, let me know, but gently. And if you want more MIDI files, tutorials, accidental comedy mistakes, hit subscribe. Okay, see you in the next one. Bye for now.